But the most important thing is just like we have to evolve. We could sit back and complain of how technology is taking over jobs or whatever it is and be really scared. But the thing is, in the history of humankind, it's all about evolution. It's all about evolving and upskilling. So this is the next step up. Like to really get ahead, it's just to work smarter and to merge with AI, use AI, rather than be fearful that AI is going to take over the human race.
Yeah.
So, market sitting at all-time highs right now, with the S&P 500 sitting at $6,398. The Nasdaq is sitting at $23,366. Markets at our all-time highs. It's a little bit tricky because something I want to take into consideration and for people in the community to maybe explore a little bit is the fact that we've seen all-time highs, but not in relation. If we were to take the euro valuation and the GDP valuation, we are actually not sitting at all-time highs. So the dollar devaluation has had a lot to do with this rally that we've seen in asset classes. As the dollar goes down in value, assets go up in price. It's an inverse relationship. So it's very, very interesting. Google had earnings yesterday and they beat on all metrics. People were thinking that search was going to die. And in fact, it beat surprisingly to the upside. And this was fantastic news for Google. That's why we're seeing the stock up today almost 3.8%. And we're potentially seeing that stock breaking the 200 level today. We are also seeing Bitcoin touch all-time highs at 121K. Mimi, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but we are sort of retracing back a little bit. A minor correction in the whole crypto story, but the market seems to be freaking out. Something we'll be touching on. We have corporate earnings full steam ahead. We had already the banks, which showed amazing results. We are getting a little bit of tech this week. We had Tesla, not so good, but that's okay. It's part of the process. Elon will save us, according to every single Tesla investor. It feels more like a cult than an actual investment, but that's just my opinion. Shout at me in the comments. Give me that engagement, please, and thank you. And last but not least is the consumer is a little bit hurt. Auto delinquencies in the United States are starting to pump up a little bit, which is a very interesting metric to pay attention to, because in America, you sell your house, your wife, and everything around you before you sell your car because you need it to go to work. So very, very interesting. But again, going back to the reality of it, what are you guys seeing in the markets? Timothy?
Yeah. What I'm seeing yesterday was Google reporting earnings, beating on every line. So revenue, net income, growing even their search, which is surprising. And now we're really seeing the capabilities of AI, because they commented that it's due to the AI intelligence that the search is improving. So people were actually scared that Google would have less search, but instead it's growing. Why were they scared? Because ChatGPT, you have all the chat AIs taking over, making people believe that we would use Google Chrome much less, but it's not the case. So the Google narrative remains strong, and it's the reason why it's around 7% of my portfolio, because I really think it's one of the biggest players within that AI space. I think every one of us has Google in his portfolio. I'm not sure about you, Harry.
No, not at the minute, but I am envious of you guys having it.
I
have
called
to
it,
close
Harry.
something. Have to close something to buy it, and I just is of all
Probably Tesla.
the top FANG stocks. Usually, I try and ignore those stocks because I kind of trust my investors to already be invested in the S&P 500, the copiers. But I do occasionally, like what everyone's watching them. Google is without doubt the best value of all of them, because you get the driverless car aspect, but also search is an incredible business still. It's not dead. And I mean, I'm not really that surprised that it's growing, because the only job that AI has currently would have taken out is copywriting. And that industry is currently growing as a result of AI existing. What's happening is all the copywriters are now just doing more work than ever, thanks to AI being there. And so the one industry AI could have eliminated, all this fear, I think, is way overhyped with AI destroying jobs. The growth of jobs will precede the jobs it eliminates, I think, is what we're currently seeing. And so I think copywriting is the only job that could have been eliminated.
you have to also learn to use it. If you don't learn to use
Yeah.
it, they're not gonna hire you, or I don't know.
But the learning curve is quick.
It's just about
Well,
evolving.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's important to take into consideration. It's not that you're going to lose your job to AI. It's that you're going to lose your job to somebody that knows how to use it. Right?
Yeah.
Because like it's productivity increase, right? Like you're going from 1x to 10x by using all of these different tools. And it's just the small little things, the quirks of your day that just take you away. Writing an email becomes a second task instead of becoming something major, right? So as we start seeing these tools kind of take over, we see the whole, like, we just see productivity increase. And we're seeing that with Google, like the way that they're using search and ad revenue. They're using their tools within the company in order to improve those things. But again, like you said, Harry, it's super interesting to see Google take advantage of like Google is a chips play. Google is a
But
like
last year I
a
paid
cloud trade.
4K. Nestor, last year I paid 4K to make a website. Today I make this in 1 hour with AI.
Yeah.
Look how clean it looks.
Crazy.
I mean, you can just build anything you want within a click. That's done with cloud code,
just on
which is a competitor to ChatGPT. But yeah, just to say how quick you can learn and build tools on top of it.
Yeah, and the most important thing is just like we have to evolve. This is the thing, that we could sit back and complain about how technology is taking over jobs or whatever it is and be really scared. But the thing is, in the history of humankind, it's all about evolution. It's all about evolving and upskilling. So this is the next step up. Like, to really get ahead, it's just to work smarter and to merge with AI, use AI, rather than be fearful that AI is going to take over the human race.
Yeah.